What up, Mortal Kombat fans? Today's video is all about you. We have the next game reveal for the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection coming this weekend at Gamescom. Now, we just found out some late-breaking news from Dynasty, who did do some deep digging into the PlayStation 1 MK4 rumor. Actually, on Twitter, Dynasty reached out to the person that did the interview, and he asked him, he said, "Can you confirm this?" And essentially, and I'll link Dynasty's video, essentially, the guy from the interview kind of just assumed it. All right. But the exciting thing now is, maybe he's playing cover up. Who knows? Who knows at this point? But what's really exciting is we're so close to the next game reveal, and I wanted to talk to you, the fans, and hear what you think is going to be coming next. Now, I am a hardcore Mortal Kombat Mythologies fan. I'm really holding out hope that Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero is part of the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. But I want to hear from the fans. I want to hear from the viewers. What do you realistically think we're going to get revealed at Gamescom tomorrow? When it starts, Gamescom is this weekend. You can go, it starts on the 20th. Today of recording this is the 18th. The first day where you can pick up your tickets and stuff, like it's the 19th tomorrow. But we will know on the 20th what the next game is. But I want to hear from y'all. What do you think it is? So welcome into today's video. Let's go ahead and theorycraft and get into what we could be looking at for the next game revealed for the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. Now, the first game I want to talk about is Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero. This is a game near and dear to my heart. I think this would be a tremendous asset to be part of the Legacy Collection. And I do want to point out that if we're really historically preserving all the games and we're looking to encompass the whole Mortal Kombat legacy, we got MK1, we got MK2, we got MK3, we got Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, we got MK4, we have MK Trilogy, one of the versions. I mean, we even got handheld versions. Mortal Kombat Gold, I'm still hoping that's there. But, we've got all the main games. So if the goal is to have one of each game there, then, I mean, how can we do this without having Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero on the collection? And this is a tremendous game. I think there's a lot of fun to be had. There's a lot of things you can learn about this game. They could release this with online leaderboards for time completion and all sorts of stuff. I can't wait to find out what the game is. I really hope it's Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero. I will be... If you see Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection at Gamescom and them revealing Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero, just know that your boy over here is nerding out so hard. I'm going to be having the time of my life if they reveal this game. But that gets me to my next point. Because how can we have the full legacy of Mortal Kombat if we don't get all the adventure games? And you probably know where this is going, but if you don't, hang out with me here because we're about to get into it. And I want this next game in the Legacy Collection myself super bad. I don't know how we get it. Maybe they give us both of the games together at one event. That's what I would do. I got big expectations for that. I don't know. I'll see it if I believe it, but let's go ahead and theorycraft a little bit further. I'm going to get into another game that I really hope makes it to the Legacy Collection. First one for me, personally, is Mythologies Sub-Zero. This game is near and dear to my heart. It's a very short game, too. It's only about 45 minutes long if you are trying to speedrun it and you know how to do everything. Not too much to learn either. You got to learn about 45 minutes, maybe 40 minutes worth of things to remember, and that's it. But let's go ahead and get into the next game, my friends, and see what the other game is that I'm hoping to see. The old nostalgic PlayStation boot up. And you may recognize that font. Very unmistakable font in the history of Mortal Kombat. Another PlayStation title here. We know we got a working PlayStation emulator in the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. Why not utilize it a little bit more? A lot of people have never experienced Mortal Kombat Special Forces. This is the only standalone game ever for Jax. Kano is the boss. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, let me just give you a little bit of audio on this intro here. Imagine it's Gamescom morning. They pull the curtain down and they hit you with this banger of an intro. Wham! Right there. Mortal Kombat Special Forces at your face. This was panned back in the day. It really was. People hated this game. But I don't know if this game was given a proper fair shot. This game wasn't a lot, it wasn't a lot of mystical lore in this game. It was very different from the arcade games. Everybody was used to high punch, low punch, high kick, low kick. This, unlike Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero, introduced a different control scheme. And, Mortal Kombat Mythologies was an adventure game, but you were still playing with high punch, low punch, high kick, low kick, your block button, you got a run button. It was still kind of familiar. This was totally different from anything that we had seen at the time. Mortal Kombat Special Forces, this is not the original game we were going to get either. If you go look up Mortal Kombat Special Forces E3 prototype, at E3, they actually showcased a much different game. And when John Tobias left the team, they quickly did some changes to the game. They rushed this version out, and this is a completely different version. It does have a lot of fun in it, though. My only complaint about this game, it's kind of empty. I will admit that. This game is a little bit of, there's a key at one side of the stage. You got to go from one side to the other side, get the key, go back to where you came from. There's a few enemies smattered in between, and they're not that entertaining to fight. However, that is so much fun. You can take Jax and just run through somebody and smash them into just nothing and explode them into bits. This game's got a lot of fun in it. And this is another game. It's not long. I think this game, if it released in 2025 to fans, to give them, just a look back at the 90s, to really preserve the history, the legacy of Mortal Kombat. I think if they included this, I think some fans might actually begrudgingly begin to find out that they might enjoy this a little bit. Because there are some fun things in here. It's a different way to experience Mortal Kombat. I also want to mention this is the only Mortal Kombat with a shower scene in the entire history of Mortal Kombat. Probably going to be a minute until that title is overthrown. But Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero and Special Forces, two games that I do feel are very important to the Mortal Kombat legacy of the 90s. Because these spawned... Without these games, these are the precursor to Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. This is our first time going out into the realms and adventuring. And when this game came out, fans were used to the arcade games, and a lot of fans were like, what is this? But again, this game isn't the original version. We were intended to get a different version. Then things changed, and we got this rushed copy. I still say, though, if you want to go on a funky adventure with Jax on a Saturday afternoon, pick up Mortal Kombat Special Forces, hopefully in the Mortal Kombat Legacy Kollection, and give it a try. When you beat the game, I'm trying to remember, when you beat the game, I think you unlock, infinite ammo and stuff like that. And as you go through the game, it does get more mystical. You start in a warehouse, you get through the warehouse, you go to a sewer, then you end up in a parking garage, and then after that, you begin to enter into more mystical territories. And by the time you get to the end of the game, you're getting amulet kind of things, and then you fight Kano. But it's a good little adventure. And if you are a hardcore Mortal Kombat fan and you haven't experienced just everything and you want to, I highly recommend checking this out. Now, there is one more title that I'm really hoping to see them reveal. However, we're going to discuss it in a second. Let me go ahead and show you what the next game is that I hope we get possibly at some point for these game reveals. Now, once again, I want to know in the comment section, what do you realistically think we're going to get revealed for the Mortal Kombat Legacy Kollection? We know we have an emulator for PlayStation already in the Legacy Kollection, so Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero, Special Forces, both of the adventure games, I think they'd be a great addition. If you could add these on there, you could utilize the online feature to incorporate some online time trials, different things like that. But we'll see. I know I'm probably alone on wanting this game, but you are talking to somebody that has a lot of fun with this game. I could practically speed run it. And, there's a little bit of fun in here. I think it's a good game to speed run because it's just a fun game overall. But let's go ahead and take a look at another game that I hope we do see in the Mortal Kombat Legacy Kollection before all is said and done. And that game is Mortal Kombat Gold. We already know we're going to get Mortal Kombat 4 Arcade, but Mortal Kombat Gold added to the roster Baraka, Kung Lao, Katana, Melina, Cyrax. You have Sector hidden over on the side. You got your classic noob Cybot you can play over next to Reiko. You got Goro on here. The exclusive characters, of course, are the ones on the top there. You have access, like I said, to Baraka, Kung Lao, Katana, Melina, Cyrax, Sector. There's some exclusive stages on this game as well that were not in Mortal Kombat 4 Arcade. Now, outside of that, let me go to practice and I'll just show you. So, for one instance, this is an area that I thought, like, these are two characters that are not playable in Mortal Kombat 4 Arcade, Cyrax and Baraka. You do have the church, which is your temple, kinda. And this classic iconic music. You may very much recognize this music from back in the day. This is the classic temple track. And it is really cool to see this on Mortal Kombat Gold. This is a version that I think is very important to historically preserve. Could we get it announced at the next few events? I think it'd be really hype if they did. Again, I gotta ask you in the chat, what is the most realistic games that you think we could get at Gamescom? Because Mortal Kombat Gold, I'll be honest, if they were eyeing any DLC to make DLC, if they were eyeing any games to make DLC, I know I did a video the other day discussing, could they release Mortal Kombat 3 on PS1? Could they release Mortal Kombat 4 on PS1 at one of these events? And everybody's like, those are kind of mediocre. And, you know, yeah, they are. But imagine if they were hyping up, like, if you saved Mortal Kombat Gold for DLC, what a hype addition that would be to add that as DLC. Same thing with the 64 games, because we haven't heard anything about Nintendo 64 just yet. And we don't really know. Are we going to get Nintendo 64 Trilogy? Are we going to get any emulation of 64? We don't know. However, I think Mortal Kombat Gold would be a really hype reveal at any event. Gamescom, PAX West, without a shadow of a doubt. This would round out the collection very nicely, and I want it on the Legacy Collection so much. Do we get it revealed in the next two events? I don't know. I have really no idea. But I think if I was them, and if they had the ability to add gold, I would hold that back for DLC, because I think that would be a huge DLC package. Fans would be so excited, I think, for Mortal Kombat Gold, as opposed to if they said, we're going to do DLC, and we're going to give you Mortal Kombat 3 on PlayStation 1, or maybe Mortal Kombat 4 on PlayStation 1. I don't think fans would be that excited for that DLC as they would be for a Mortal Kombat Gold DLC. So that's why I was kind of wondering if they didn't give us some lesser awesome titles in this as they build up to the full launch. But like I said, Gamescom's coming up. Today's the 18th of recording. Tomorrow is when you're going to be able to pick up your badges and everything at the event, and then it starts on the 20th. So we'll find out the morning of the 20th in just a bit what the actual game reveal is. If they did Mortal Kombat Gold, that would be incredible. I'm sure they're aware that the whole world is talking about Mortal Kombat Gold. Will it be in? Will it not be in? There hasn't been much buzz about the Nintendo 64 versions, but before we get done, let's go take a look at that, because we do have two games on the Nintendo 64 that I really hope we see, because they are, you know, you have Mortal Kombat Trilogy. We actually have three games on there, excuse me. We have Mortal Kombat Trilogy, Mortal Kombat 4, we have Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero. Nintendo 64 never got Mortal Kombat Special Forces, sadly. But let me pop over real quick and take a look at the Nintendo 64 ported trilogy, because that's one version that I'm really curious if we do get or don't get, because it's got Female Chameleon on it, and Female Chameleon was actually left out of Mortal Kombat Armageddon on its initial release way back in the day. Female Chameleon would come to the Nintendo Wii version a little bit later, but initially Female Chameleon got kind of snubbed. So if we don't get 64 Trilogy, it will be kind of interesting to see if Chameleon gets snubbed twice. We already know we're going to get Mortal Kombat Trilogy on PS1 with the male Ninja Chameleon, so that's very cool. But let's go ahead and take a look at Trilogy on the Nintendo 64. There's a little nostalgia for you, and then Mortal Kombat Trilogy on the Nintendo 64 in 1996 by Midway. So, in the games we've covered today, Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero, Mortal Kombat Special Forces, those are two games that we have nothing. We don't have any of that on the Legacy Collection as of yet. Now, we do have a version of Mortal Kombat Trilogy, and we do have a version of Mortal Kombat 4. So when it comes to MK Gold, which is an extended version of Mortal Kombat 4, an enhanced version, if you will, and when it comes to Mortal Kombat Trilogy on Nintendo 64, I mean, we do have a version of Trilogy. However, we got the PlayStation version, and this version is very different. I believe this was the competitive standard back in the day as well. And, you know, you had different stages. You have a different roster. 64 emulation is pretty tricky to do. And to get Nintendo 64 emulation working is a hurdle. To get it then working inside the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection engine would be another hurdle. And then getting that package to work on every single console that they're releasing it on could be another hurdle altogether. I don't know if they can pull it off, but again, if they could, this would be really hype DLC. But this would also be an amazing game to reveal, I think, at an event. Do you think we stand any chance to see any Mortal Kombat on Nintendo 64? Mortal Kombat Trilogy? Now, on the other games, my controller is not even set up for this, but on the other games that we do, I'm trying to think here. The other games that we have on the Nintendo 64, Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero, basically the exact same game. It's just that you don't have the cutscenes. And on Mortal Kombat 4, once again, basically the same game, just, you know. So Mortal Kombat 4 on Nintendo 64, I don't think necessarily is a must. Mortal Kombat Mythologies on the Nintendo 64, I don't think is a must. However, this very unique version, as a Mortal Kombat fan, I just got a chance to experience for the first time this game last year. And I was blown away. It's a really fun version. Beautiful looking game, too. So, we're running out of games as we get closer and closer to the announcement of what the next game will be. I wanted to make a video where I talk to the fans. I don't know what to expect. I really don't. That's why I made this video, because I want to hear from y'all. What do you think is going to be revealed? What do you think is the most realistic expectation? Remember, we don't know if they have the technology designed to do a Dreamcast emulator in their engine yet. We don't know if they have the technology to do 64 emulation yet. We do know they have PlayStation emulation power. So Mortal Kombat Mythologies, Mortal Kombat Special Forces, MK3 on PS1, and MK4 on PS1 are games that I'm personally eyeing. What do I want to see? I want to see Mortal Kombat Mythologies and Mortal Kombat Gold. The reason I say those two is because I feel Mythologies is really important for the legacy of MK, and it does have your classic high punch, high kick, you know, low punch, low kick setup. And Mortal Kombat Gold is Mortal Kombat 4, but with extra characters, and those characters are only available to play in that version. Mortal Kombat Trilogy on Nintendo 64, yeah, it's got a different roster, but these characters, I believe, are all playable in the PlayStation version, except for Female Chameleon. If I'm wrong on any of that, let me know in the comment section below. I'm sure you will. You know, this is a version I want, Mortal Kombat Trilogy on 64, but it's a version that we really need to historically preserve this. Because you could play Jade, you could play Reptile in Mortal Kombat Trilogy on PlayStation. However, Mortal Kombat Gold, that's the only way you can play Kung Lao, Baraka, Melina, Katana, Cyrax, Sector in Mortal Kombat 4's engine. That I think is cool. I think that's important for fans to get a chance to play. So, the two games I really am hopeful for are Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero on PS1. I'm hoping for a timed ranking leaderboard for us to, however, who can beat the game the fastest. You know, I just like speedrunning the game, so. And then I'm hoping for Mortal Kombat Gold, because I would like to historically preserve those extra characters that were added to the roster for Mortal Kombat Gold. Now, realistically, I'm tempering back my expectations to, I'm leaning towards PlayStation ports that we might be getting announced. And I think maybe Mortal Kombat Gold would be a great candidate for DLC. You know, because I know they had discussed DLC, and the thing is what, if you really rack your brain, what is DLC that fans would want to pay for? I mean, Mortal Kombat Trilogy on 64, yeah, I can see fans wanting to pay for that. Mortal Kombat Gold on Dreamcast, yeah, I can see fans wanting to pay extra for that. Mortal Kombat 3 on PS1, Mortal Kombat 4 on PS1, that's starting to get a little wish-washy if the hardcores would want it. But Mortal Kombat Special Forces, I'm just going to raise my hand. I'm sure I'm over here on Special Forces Island by myself, but I'm going to turn this over to y'all. So in the video today, we did cover Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero, Mortal Kombat Special Forces, Mortal Kombat Gold, and Mortal Kombat Trilogy on Nintendo 64. Let me know in the comment section below. What do you think is the most realistic thing that you think we could get revealed at Gamescom? And then what do you think we could finally get at PAX West? This is an exciting time to be a Mortal Kombat fan. We're almost there, legends. We're about to find out what our final games are, and we're going to be able to play these games online with our friends. We get to relive the arcade experience once again. I can't believe it. We really get one more run with the arcade. I've been wanting this for so long. And what a fan. What a treat. What a treat for fans. It really is. I smile every day thinking about the fun I'm going to have on this when it releases. However, I'm going to let you jump in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts down below. What games do you want in the Legacy Collection left if we only get 2 more big titles released? And what games do you most realistically think we're going to get? And what do you think they're revealing at Gamescom? We got like 24, 48 hours, and it's here. And we're going to find out the next game. So let me know your thoughts down below. Number 1, let me know what game you think we're getting at Gamescom. Number 2, let me know what games you personally do want to see still included. And what do you think realistically we will get? Thank you for coming to check out today's video. If you enjoyed, hit that thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, otherwise you might not be able to find us ever again. And I'm just an old arcade head. I've been playing arcade Mortal Kombat since 1992 when it first came out. Played every Mortal Kombat game through its life cycle. Still play Mortal Kombat 1 to this day every single night. The new one from 2023. But I'm just an old arcade head locked in for life. I go by Headlocked Online. Thank you for checking out the video. Let me know your all thoughts down below. And I'm going to head out now. But as always, I will see you on the next Mortal Kombat video. I'm going to go jump in and watch some Mortal Kombat 1995 movie now. I'm going to go pop that in. Today is the anniversary, the 30th anniversary of the Mortal Kombat movie releasing August 18th, 1995. What a great time to be a Mortal Kombat fan. Thank you for being on the channel. I'm going to wrap up right there. GG's, my friends. Much love. Headlocked heading out for now. But as always, I will see you on the next Mortal Kombat video. Take care, friendos. Peace.